Om Shri Sai Ram. With joy and happiness, we introduce our next esteemed speaker, Shri Karthik Nandakumar. Shri N. Karthik's journey resonates like a bhajan, infused with the divine teachings and blessings of Bhagwan Shri Satya Sai Baba. His life is a hymn of service and spiritual ascent, each note a testament to devotion. From humble beginnings to profound selflessness, his path echoes the timeless melodies of devotion. As a Balvikas alumnus, Shri Karthik's spiritual foundation was laid during his formative years. He did his Bachelor of Commerce with honors at Brindavan Shri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Learning from 1995 to 1998. His journey in devotional singing began in 1996 when he joined the Bhajan group, channeling his devotion into soulful expressions of love for the divine. Furthering his academic endeavors, Shri Karthik pursued an MBA at Patti, SSIHL from 1998 to 2000, furthering his skills and knowledge under Swami's divine guidance. In 2001, Swami bestowed upon Shri Karthik the privilege of serving at the Shri Satya Sai Institute of Higher Medical Sciences, Whitefield, this very precinct, right from the inception. Over the years, he has diligently served as Senior Manager Accounts, contributing to the noble cause of providing health care with compassion and excellence. Recently, Shri Karthik has been entrusted with the responsibility of convenorship of the Sai Shravanam Bhajan Mandali Vrindavan, further deepening his engagement in devotional service. Shri N. Karthik's life epitomizes selfless service, devotion, and spiritual dedication guided by our divine Lord, akin to the soulful resonance of bhajans and devotional songs. Each step embodies sacred rhythms of service, every action a lyrical expression of unwavering devotion. In the Divine Symphony, his life shines as a testament to the transformative power of spiritual love and service, resonating with eternal bhajans of the heart. He is an inspiration to all who have the privilege of knowing him and having him sing bhajans. We now request Shri Karthik brother to please join us on stage, and where your presence will enrich our spiritual experience.
Sai Ram, I offer my most loving pranams at Bhagwan's lotus feet. Revered elders, office bearers, Ravikumar sir, sisters and brothers. The topic given to me is speaking softly and lovingly with everyone, not to indulge in talking ill of others, especially in their absence. So one distinguishing characteristic, if we were to name, of Prashanthi Nilayam particularly, or any other ashram, will be the silence that you experience there. The silence before the start of Suprabhata, the silence when you wait for Bhagwan's darshan in Kulwant Hall is probably occasionally disturbed by the flutter of a pigeon or possibly the cry of a child. But barring that, there is ethereal silence. If at all this silence can be improved, if you were to get an opportunity to be in Swami's interview room or in Swami's living residence, that takes it to yet another level. Let me share one small experience of a devotee who happened to be seated at Swami's lotus feet in his residence. So it is just him and Swami, no words are exchanged. He is just feasting his eyes on the Lord's loving form. And Swami is probably reading some letters. There is silence and there is order. Within Swami's reach are probably a stack of letters written by devotees, which he picks up and reads one by one. And there is also a basket full of vibhuti, which he would give to a fortunate devotee. So these are the things which are around him. It is just him and Swami and the devotee. Like I said, there is just silence, and his silence is as sweet as his words. And then that silence happens to be interrupted by a gentle thud of something having fallen. So, in Swami's presence, if you hear something having fallen or something out of place, you don't wait to be told. Just now Murthy sir spoke about seva. Swami, if you are entering the interview room and it is sultry, Swami expects that you would switch on the fan and you would do it on your own volition. So naturally, the devotee just got up and he, as if to find out what has happened and rearrange if something has fallen. But Swami just gently motioned to him to be seated. So he sat back. But then what is it that something has to be addressed? So then, in the gentlest of voices, Swami calls out to one of the boys this service belonged to him. Probably this opportunity to serve also doesn't belong to the person who wanted to get up, the devotee who was already there. So in gentlest of voices, he calls out, Dilu. That is the name of the boy who was there at that time. And at such times, seconds seem like hours and hours like days, because he is called, and then 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, there is no response. He is not yet come. Again, this devotee is getting a little agitated. Something has to be done. The Lord of the universe wants something to be done, and he has called out to somebody and he is not yet here. I need to do something. So that is going on in his heart. Then again he gets up, this time with an intention to call the boy who has been called. Probably he's not heard, probably he's somewhere out of earshot. So, okay, I will get up and call him so that he can do whatever is supposed to be done. So again he tried to get up. Swami again, there's no words exchanged so far. He just with his eyes, he says, be seated. Nothing. He doesn't say that. Motions to him to sit. Again, once more. Dilip. Slightly louder, that you can't even tell the difference. And sure enough, in a few seconds, he was there. Whatever needed to be done, he fixed it, and then he left. So, by personal example, this is what Swami practiced. I would just like to read out one of the quotes. I'd like to quote from Bhajan's discourse. Allow me to read it. The voice of God can be heard in the region of your heart only when the tongue is stilled. Then the storm is still and the waves are calm. There will be no temptation for others to shout when you talk to them in whispers. Set the level of tone yourself as low as possible, as high as necessary to reach the outermost boundary of the circle you are addressing. See how beautiful. This is precisely what Swami did. Set the level of tone yourself as low as possible, as high as necessary to reach the outermost boundary of the circle you are addressing. Conserve sound, since it is the treasure of the element space, Akasha, an emanation from God Himself. Reason can prevail Only when arguments are advanced, without the whipping up of sound, silence is the speech of the spiritual seeker. Such soft speech is the expression of genuine love. Hate screeches, fear squeals, conceit trumpets, but love sings lullabies. It soothes and applies power. Practice the vocabulary of love, unlearn the language of hate and contempt. February 19th, 1970, Swami's discourse. So, he talks about how first your words have to be silenced so that you experience inner stillness. I would like to share one experience from 98 May. I have shared this before, but it is very relevant now. When I was studying in Vrindavan, I was known for my silence, outward silence. So, I was, in fact, there was a kind of, one person had to be nominated as the most silent boy in the class. I won hands down. There was not even competition for that. So, there was a music program which I was fortunate to be part of, and this was 2000 May. I had finished my PG, and then two other juniors of mine were also part of the music program. So we were all sitting inside Vrindavan. We were waiting for Swami to call us so that we could sing in his presence, and he could listen to us and he could correct us, and it was an opportunity for us to be with him before the program. So we were just talking, talking as in practicing, and I was trying to say, this place we have to sing it like this place we have to sing it like this. Inside train where the arches are, and from where if Swami called, you could enter the interview room. So that was where we were seated. And Swami called us he gave us the interview, he gave us joy. We could present our songs in his presence. And then, just as we were about to leave, he told me, only to me, he said, "You talk too much." That was too much. Then I immediately the mind conjures what could be the reason Swami is telling me that I talk too much. Maybe it is just that I was talking to these two boys regarding the music program. Maybe Swami has seen me from his window. He is omniscient. He doesn't need to do all that. But our mind thinks up of reasons why Swami must be saying that, and we try to justify. All these thoughts were going on in my mind, and I tried to remonstrate, saying, "Swami, it is not like that," and he was not happy. I could make out that he was not happy with my attempt to negate what it is that he was saying. He has said something, it has to be true. So I tried to reason with him. Then when I saw that it was not getting a very favorable response from Swami, of course there was also a music program. I may not be a part of it if I did too much. That was also good. But then immediately I said, okay, if this is what Swami has said, it must be correct. It may take me time to understand, but it is correct, so I will admit. So immediately I said, "Swami, tapain, mistake, inka chain." I said, "I will not do it again." And then immediately Swami softened. That is good," he said. That is good. These are his words. That is good. So And then I said, this is slightly going away, I said, Swami Pada Namaskar. I wanted to be sure that he has forgiven me and all is well, and Swami Pada Namaskar. Then Swami said, interest kavala. Interest kavala, I am asking for Pada Namaskar, and he said, interest kavala. Then that also I didn't understand. Interest kavala means, do you want interest, he asked. Then I didn't understand at that point of time. But later on I was reading, I think in that book, Swami says that if you have made a mistake, it is better to seek punishment and then be done with it than seek forgiveness and then you will, whatever you need to get, you will get with interest. So interest kavala, he asked. I didn't understand it then, but then it was good that whatever had to be said, Swami said it then. But what I'm getting at is, I was supposed to be a silent person, but that is not good enough. I mean, that is only external silence, but it has to translate into an inner stillness. He is telling it for our own. When I am part of my own mind's ceaseless chatter, I am part of it. I am not watching it. I am part of it. Something is going on in me and I am part of it. So I am not even aware that that chatter is going on. When Swami is giving me an opportunity by telling me that, see, you are not silent. If I take that to be true and then watch myself, I have an opportunity to understand that, yes, I am not still inside. And there is a lot of, there is a long way to go. But if I don't even make that effort, then I lose out on that opportunity to be still. What I don't know, I can't do anything about. Now that I know, okay, there is a lot of chatter going on, possibly there is an opportunity to do something. But of course, this, like Swami starts at the very high level, why you should be silent. His first reason, two reasons he's given is for inner stillness. Secondly, he says it is Shabda Brahman. So it's not, it is an embodiment of God. Silence, you don't need to make any effort, but to talk, you have to make an effort. To be silent, actually many times it is the reverse. We find it difficult to remain silent. But you don't have to put in any effort, at least external silence, no? So he starts there. But many of us, from where we are all in our own spiritual journeys, and from where we are not able to relate to some of the things that Swami says. So he advances other reasons. I will read. Very beautiful, with an example Swami is given. Do you like the voice of a crow? You drive the crow away when it starts to caw. Its voice is harsh and too loud. On the other hand, the cuckoo looks just like the crow, but everyone likes to hear its sweet voice, isn't it? God blessed you with a tongue to express your thoughts, ideas and feelings. If you are angry, you use it to speak out harsh words in a loud tone. When you are happy, you use it to speak soft words in a low and pleasant voice. I ask that you use your tongue only for your good and for the good of others. If you speak harshly to another, they too respond loudly and harshly. Angry words lead to more angry reactions. But if you use sweet words, they will calm down and they will be sorry that they used their tongue in that way. So how beautifully, how relevant it is. I mean, something that Swami spoke in 1970s, it couldn't be more relevant than it is today. If you are a teacher nowadays, if you speak one harsh word and you have, let's say, you teach 5 classes and 30 students, 5 into 30, 150 into 2 parents, 300 parents will be outside your office next day. If you are a subordinate and you speak harshly, you will be, guilty of insubordination. If you are a manager and you speak harshly, you could be booked for harassment. There is no end. Nowadays, it makes even practical sense to follow whatever Swami has said. Swami want for our own good, different ways. Swami, tells us for our own benefit. So I remember still one quiz we had, Bhajan Antakshari, and this one question Ravikumar sir answered. At that time I didn't know this bhajan. Abhayadaini Amrita Bhashini Ambe Sai Janani Jaya Jagadambe Janani 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 Abhayadaini Amrita Bhashini. She speaks nectarine words. So that is Swami. Now regarding not speaking ill of others, especially in their absence, Swami has put that law specifically, especially in their absence. In their presence, they will take care of it. So that many people don't do. There are some who do that, maybe the first part will take care of it. But so in their absence, I'm not going by that anyway, we are also waiting for Sir. So I will just tell you, one more learning that, it's not more than an experience, I would say a learning that I had. I will read from one particular discourse. Be very careful about your speech. Animals have horns. Insects have stings. Beasts have claws and fangs. But your biggest weapon of offense is your tongue. The wounds that your tongue inflict can scarcely be healed. They fester in the heart for long. They are capable of more damage than even an atom bomb. So, these are Swami's words. Satyam bruya, priyam bruya, na bruya, satyam apriyam. So here in a hospital, you may know, as doctors are there, when you treat a patient, if you think that there is a 1% chance that the patient may not make it, it's not a big thing, but if you say so, there's a 1% chance that you may not survive. Instead you can say there is a 99% chance that you will make it. The way you say it, Satyam Bruyat, you're speaking the truth. But Priyam Bruyat, you can speak it with love. So it's so important. Swami speaks about how the word is a reflection of the inner being. So when we speak ill of others, especially in their absence or in their presence, when we speak ill of others, it is what we see in them. What we see in them, and if what we see in them is a reflection of our own inner being. Swami speaks about a dog in a house of mirrors. In our ancestral home, we used to have three dogs, not just one, three. And there was a big hall, and there was a dining room, and they were separated by a wall. And on that wall, somewhere in the top, there was a big mirror. In the olden days, the houses had big mirrors. So these dogs will come, they will see in the hall, they will look at the mirror. They have no problem being together with each other. They've gotten used to it. So those three they know. But they don't know this stranger who pops up once in a while. They look at the mirror and then they start barking loudly. And then what they do is they think that it is in the dining hall side. So they will run into the dining hall to see if that other dog is there. And it is not that they do it just once. Next day, again they do the same thing. Whenever they see the mirror, so for years together they do this. And once Swami, we've heard this any number of times, but one particular time when Swami said same thing in a slightly different way, it gave me an entirely different perspective, like that the world is a reflection of the inner being. Swami just said the same thing differently. He said, if the person, instead of it being a dog, if it was a human being, basically the dog didn't like what it saw, and it tried to fight against it. But if it was a human being and he didn't like what he saw, first thing what he will do, suppose his hair is disheveled, he will set his hair straight, and then he will again look at the mirror to see if it's okay. And then maybe something else needs to be done, maybe he needs to wear his shirt properly. He will do that, and he will do that to himself, not to the reflection. So when you realize that the world is a reflection of the inner being, so what you see is, as an angry person, is your own anger. What you see as a jealous person is your own jealousy. So what you see as a bad quality in another is only a reflection of your inner being. So correct it in yourself. Work on your own anger. So when you just glibly talk about somebody else's anger or bad quality, it is not helping yourself in any way. It is like that dog which looks at the mirror and barks at it, thinking that it is somebody else. The whole thing we are doing is, we are thinking it is someone else. The moment we realize it is our own self, it is my own anger that I am seeing, you will look within and then you will work on your anger. And trust me, you will immediately see that the world becomes a much better place. So, there is, even when Swami said very simply, don't speak ill of others, especially in their absence. But when we realize that what you see is a reflection of your own inner being, it takes it to a completely different level. More than anything else, for all of us, most of us here have been here for a long time. The one compelling reason why we should do any of the things that Swami has said is just that he has said it. We don't require any other reason. We don't need him to tell us, if you do this, it will still your mind. If you do this, it is good for you. Just the fact that he has told us, it means that it is for our good, and we generally don't require anything else. Like, Lord Krishna and Arjuna, the famous dialogue goes, Arjuna, do you see that bird? What bird is it? He says, Lord, I think it's a peacock. Is it a peacock? I think it looks like a crow. Yes, Lord, without doubt, it's a crow. So what he says is truth for us, and what he says is what we live our life by. We don't require any other reasons other than that Swami has said it. So with these few words, I would like to bring my talk to a close. We've been waiting for Sir. I think I'll not keep you for much longer. Thank you. Sadhana.
We extend our heartfelt gratitude to Brother Karthik for those words of wisdom and for emphasizing the importance of conservation of sound and to practice speaking lovingly and softly. Your insights remind us of the power of kindness and compassion in our daily interactions. Thank you for guiding us to foster harmony and goodwill through our words and actions. We now call upon Brother Sai Giridhar, Spiritual Coordinator of our Samithi, to do the honor of presenting a memento as token of our gratitude to our esteemed speaker, Brother Karthik Nandakumar.